Phones away. Get your notebooks out. We looked at NB and affect the graph. Today we're going to push that further and start looking at what happens when we actually factor these higher degree polynomials. Before I get into that though, I want to quickly go over question 4 from last night's homework. Yes, -3. Good. And how did you get there? Right, you factored out the common factor first. That's exactly the move. Okay, good. Yes, -3. Good.
The earliest memories River had were not of her parents. They were of flower-dusted hands, of a warm kitchen that always seemed to glow a little brighter than the rest of the world, of her grandmother, Nana, humming something soft and wordless while she moved around that kitchen like she owned every inch of it.
Come, baby. Come stand up here.
River, 3 years old, would be lifted onto a worn wooden step stool and planted in front of the counter. Her small hands would disappear into a bowl of dough.
This is fun.
And Nana would stand behind her, close, warm, smelling faintly of vanilla, guiding her little fingers without rushing them.
You feel that? Not too sticky, not too stiff. That's how you know it's ready. Just right.
The cookies were nothing complicated. Simple shortbread, a little vanilla, pressed into small rounds with the focused seriousness that only a 3-year-old can bring to something. The smell of them baking, warm butter and sugar soaking into the curtains, settling into every room of the house, into the hallway, into everything. Nana would set 2 on a small plate, still warm, and they would sit together at the kitchen table with cold milk and no particular reason to rush. River's legs swinging because they didn't quite reach the floor. Nana's hands wrapped around her mug. Not talking much, just sitting, just being together in the easy, wordless way that River would later understand was its own kind of language. When River was little, her parents were always on their way out the door. Her mother, Inara, worked the breakfast and lunch shift at Saffron's Diner on Nostrand Avenue. And when they were short-staffed, which was often, she stayed for dinner, too. She came home smelling like fryer oil and coffee, her feet moving slow, her smile still real, but arriving a half-second late, like it had to travel farther than it used to. Her father, Jane, worked with Uncle Mal, hauling, fixing, moving things, whatever Mal had lined up that week. Some weeks were fine. Other weeks, Jane came home with his hands rough and his pockets light, and a look on his face that didn't invite questions. So it was Nana who was there for every school pickup and scraped knee, every bad dream and stomachache, every small, ordinary day that doesn't seem important while it's happening and becomes irreplaceable the moment it's gone. She never complained, not once. There were afternoons when her movements were slower, when she lowered herself into her chair with a little more care than usual, or set her cup down on the counter with both hands instead of one. Deliberate in a way River noticed without knowing what she was noticing. Another person might have let the tiredness show, might have sighed too heavily or checked the clock. Nana never did. She showed up to every pickup with the same unhurried warmth, the same hand reaching out the moment River came through the gate.
There she is.
Like River was the best thing she'd seen all day. She meant it every time. On the walk home, she sometimes called her Little Firefly. Said it the way you say something that is simply true, like the sky is blue or summer's coming. River didn't know why it made her feel so settled, so perfectly still inside, but it did. Something about being named by Nana made the world feel like it had edges, like River knew exactly where she ended and everything else began.
You remind me of your mother when she was your age.
Nana told her once, smoothing her hair back with a careful hand.
But you got something extra, baby. Something all your own.
River just leaned into her grandmother's hand and let herself be seen. The talk about going west had been building for months, the way water builds behind a dam, quietly, and then all at once. Jane had heard about work out there, real work, the kind that paid the same amount every week and didn't depend on what Mal had managed to line up. He and Inara went back and forth on it in the living room after River was supposed to be asleep, their voices low and serious. River would lie still in the dark and listen without understanding, catching words like opportunity and just to see. And sometimes we can't keep going like this, Inara, and feel the shape of something changing without being able to name what it was. After a while, she stopped trying. She was asleep before she knew it.